Previously on Saugus Marching Centurions Road to Washington.
The goal is just do one better. That's it. If we do better, fantastic.
We set our sights on the 2022 season with a goal of landing in the top 5 in Southern California.
If we can get top 5, I will be stoked.
I think we're going to get 5th or higher this year in championships, because I know that we're going to make it in championships because these people have been putting in so much work.
Oh, I'd be really happy, but if we got higher, that'd be even better. We have bets on 5th or higher already. I think everyone's really excited we could do it.
We have a bet with a specific section leader right now. We'll put more updates on that later.
But now, it's time to put our marching where our mouth is.
Let's give it up for Saugus High School!
This is Saugus Marching Centurions Road to Washington. Follow the Saugus High School Band and Color Guard as we work toward the ultimate goal, marching in the 2023 National Memorial Day Parade in Washington, D.C. The 2022 marching season has officially begun. But to have a successful season, we need to start with an unforgettable show.
This show this year is pretty dark and sounds pretty awesome.
Our show is All the Queen's Roses, based on Alice in Wonderland, Queen of Hearts.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite movie.
All the Queen's Roses. It's really fun. It's so much fun.
I am obsessed with Alice in Wonderland. When I heard, I was like, you're just feeding into the inner demon child of Alice in Wonderland that I had birthed for 4 years. It was just great.
It's cool to see the dark side of this Alice in Wonderland world.
I get to play the Queen of Hearts, which is really fun.
And then Raquel, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna be the Queen of Hearts. I was like, yes, I love this. I love this show so much.
There is a story going on from the salute that Raquel gives on that stage to the ending of our show.
This show was made for this group. We're looking fierce and we're like out here doing the thing. It's just so powerful.
Her descent into madness. It's just like a continuing story with in-your-face band of just dark everything. It's intense.
I can already tell we're gonna go places with this show. The music alone is incredible.
The music is amazing. It's like thrilling, sharp. The ballad is beautiful. It's majestic.
The drill, it's complicated. The music is complicated. The choreo, it's complicated. Everything's complicated. The props were complicated.
It's more difficult. We have harder work, harder choreography, different expression for sure. I think we're making everyone feel something inside.
I want to be that one school that people are like, oh my gosh, did you guys see their show? That's going to be our show. We're going to be that one school that everyone wants to go see.
When you're granted with an opportunity like the show that we have this year, it really drives you to like, oh, I have to make this freaking awesome. Because I want to perform a show that I also like watching. Because then it'll get not only the judges to say, wow, that was awesome, but then the audience, they become invested, and then they say, ooh, stop going to concessions. I gotta go see Saugus.
Oh my gosh, off with your heads.
My goodness, I'm looking forward to it.
Before we take on our very first competition of the season, we first make a stop in Thousand Oaks, California for Sounds of Conejo, otherwise known as SOC.
We are at Thousand Oaks High School for Sounds of Conejo, SOC.
Sounds of Conejo!
Yeah. This is just an exhibition. It's where all the bands, they show off their shows. There's no scoring, no competition, very stress-free. It's just to get our show out there, you know? Watch the other bands too. Personally, it's one of my favorite comps.
And then at the end of it, we get together for this mass band, play a couple of pep tunes, and a drumline cadence.
We get to conduct the 3 of us.
Oh, it's so good.
That's really cool. I've always wanted to do that ever since I saw the drum majors like my freshman year. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Now here we are.
I think that my goal tonight is really just like getting a show out there for other bands and then making friends with other people so that we can have like kind of a friendly competition every competition.
It's a little intimidating, not gonna lie, because some of these other bands are like killing it out there.
This is my last SOC ever, so I'm just really excited. I don't want it to be emotional, I want it to be fun, but there's always that part. I was like, oh, it's my last one. So I just want to have fun, be happy.
Under the direction of field drum majors Raquel Atalano, Shannon Marks, and Sam Perez, the Sounds of Conejo is proud to welcome in performance the Saugus High School Marching Centurions.
Silence! Who's been painting my roses red?
Oh my gosh, that was so fun. I had so much fun. I think that was my best performance. I think it was one of the band's best performances. That was so fun.
And then the applause afterward, like the amount of serotonin that I could just feel just go around the entire band. It's something I've never felt before, even last year. Like this year, I can already tell there's something, like there's more unity within the band, and I feel like there's more unity within all of the bands, so this is gonna be a good season. It's gonna be competitive, but that's what makes it better.
I feel really good. Crowd reactions were really, really good. I'm really proud of the band and excited where we can go from here.
Guard, band, woodwinds, brass, pit, everyone. Battery, I love you all so much.
I'm so proud of you. That was amazing. Let's do even better next time.
Keep up the great work.
Let's give a big round of applause to all the bands that have participated in tonight's event. The grand finale, as stated, will feature songs by Bruno Mars, Treasure and Runaway Baby.
The really cool thing is everyone just gets together at the end to play this really big ensemble. There's like guard on the right side spinning all their flags, and you have like all these flutes in the front. There's like a million baritones and a million tubas, and then you have like all the battery in the back, and you can feel like the stand shaking. It's one of the coolest experiences ever, and I think it's a great way to kick off the season.
Former Marching Centurion Anthony Borja.
I'm currently an alumni, but before I was section leader for the low brass section, specifically the tubas and the baritones. So I'm here to celebrate band. I think that's what the purpose of Sounds of Conejo is. There's a lot of cool things inside the band community, and I like to contribute to that.
And it's not just former students who are here to support.
I am beyond excited. These kids have worked so incredibly hard. The staff has worked incredibly hard. It is going to be, from what we've heard so far and seen so far, it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
As we travel around Southern California pretty much every weekend in October and November, we're joined by parent volunteers who are instrumental in making this program what it is. People like Band Dad Brian Post.
I am the current Saugus High School Marching Centurion Booster President. I've been a band dad for 8 years, 4 as a color guard dad, and now the last 4 as a band dad. They're having fun. It's hard work. My son comes home and he's asleep within 5 minutes, but they're enjoying themselves, and that's what this program is about.
They've transformed in these 4 years in a way I just can't explain. There's no words.
Volunteer and proud dad George Atalano.
My daughter is Raquel Atalano, the drum major. I'm really happy for these kids. They've worked so hard. I'm very proud of the job that Bob Rodriguez has done. He's transformed this band. I'm so proud as a father, but I'm not only proud of my daughter, I'm proud of all the kids because I've seen them all grow. This is like a village here. There's a lot of parents. If you pan over there, you'll see a bunch of parents. You pan in the audience over there, you're going to see a lot of parents. It's a village. It's dedication of the kids. It's dedication by the parents. It's one big happy family.
This is a family, and I mean, it doesn't matter when you come in, who you are part of this family, you are welcomed, and I can't wait for Washington. It is going to be outstanding.
Ooh, it's going to be exciting. Great things are going to happen, so stay tuned, everyone.
Next stop, Simi Valley, California, for our very first competition of the season.
Today we're at the Royal Classic Field Show. They have a really big field, which I don't think a lot of us were used to because we're used to having like this small field that's like really tight, but today was like a lot more relaxed and everything. We were on time today. We were on time for every single thing. So I think that just put us in the right mindset to be like, okay, let's go.
The Royal Classic is proud to present the Saugus High School Marching Centurions.
Silence! Who's been painting my roses red?
It's our very first competition. We just performed. We're 1 out of 4 4A bands. I feel so good. I got really nervous at the beginning, but I calmed myself down, and it was fun. It was really, really fun. Everybody was focused, and people adjusted quickly.
It felt really focused. It felt energetic. Just good vibes. It felt fresh, new, just great energy throughout, and that's what matters. Challenges, yeah. There is a bit of a tear at the very end, but again, nothing that we can't fix for the future. Like I say, that's a new worst run. Even though it was good, that's a new worst run. Everyone afterwards can only get better.
I felt really good about tonight. Other people are saying otherwise, but personally, I thought that today was really good. People are just saying that the time was off and everything, but that's an issue that can definitely be fixed. So I'm feeling really good about it tonight. I think that this was one of our best runs.
Flute soloist Jackson Bennett.
I think the whole show went really well. It's an honor to be in front of everyone, being supported by the band.
Battery section leader Caden Anderson.
I'm confident with the upcoming season. Being the first show, I would have expected that mid-season to late season. So I'm happy with my guys.
Let's hear from some of our other Marching Centurions.
I feel good. Yeah, I feel great.
I felt amazing.
Best run overall.
We had a pretty solid run, so that's all that really matters, and we feel good. So
Yeah, for sure.
I think we did really well, and we improved on a lot of things.
I think we did pretty good. I'm gonna be honest.
I was upside down for the choreo.
Solid run.
Yeah. I'm feeling good. I'm good.
Good job, man.
Good job.
Yeah.
So proud of you.
I got to see everyone, and they all seemed very proud. My mom was proud of me.
The energy was a lot better. Everybody was all in time, and you could feel the groove of the music.
There are some things that we still need to fix. There's a lot of room for improvement. Some people miss minor visuals, but musically, I think we were pretty solid.
We'll get better, don't worry.
I'm trying to be more optimistic. Perhaps we did better. We just gotta wait for the scores to determine that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so ready for awards. It's gonna be great.
Speaking of awards, there's something special that happens between the time we finish our performance and when we head out for the award ceremony. We're relaxed, we have fun, and that's when some of our best memories are made.
Leading so many people and trying to keep so many people focused. It's like little kids. Teenagers are just big kids.
Big little kids.
So you gotta be hey, be quiet. Stop touching each other.
Don't touch that.
The kindergarten, preschool, elementary school kind of talk.
Sometimes.
It's keep your hands to yourself, be respectful.
No
of the
screaming,
people.
no yelling, stop running, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
And then people get mad at you for telling you that stuff because you're not the boss of me. When it's
Yeah, we are.
You have to be, but then it's
respectfully.
Respectfully.
But I think that they've gotten into the mindset that they're in a much more professional program and that they need to crack down and get work done. So it's definitely something that's improving. Back to the kindergarten thing.
They're singing Let It Go.
Let it go, never bothered me anyway.
I didn't know you were recording that. I think we should move on to the award ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause.
But hold up, let's first hear how scoring works at these competitions. Here's band director, Mr. G.
There are a bunch of different categories in the scoring. So there is a music performance category. There is a general music and visual effect category. There's a visual performance category. There's an auxiliary category, which is color guard. And then there is a percussion category. All of that feeds into the main score for the entire ensemble, for the whole group. Percussion includes anything that you strike. And so both the front ensemble, or the pit, and the battery, the drum line, are included in the percussion score. So it's all one. When you get sweepstakes, and sweepstakes is you've won the entire show, whatever category you're in.
Let's talk divisions real quick.
There's division 1A and goes all the way up to 6A. And that is divided into how many band members you have in your division. We are in the 4A division. We are on the cusp of 3A, 4A, where we have 68 band members. And this doesn't include guard. Guard can be any size. It's all about how big the band is that determines what division you're in.
As for our 4A division,
I think the stiffest competition might be Camarillo.
Camarillo for sure. Definitely Camarillo. Camarillo was neck and neck with us last year. Drum majors are really cool, but for competition-wise, it's going to be really close.
In the 4A division, second place with a score of 65.9 goes to Saugus High School. First place with a score of 66.3 goes to Camarillo.
And close it was. We scored 0.4 of a point behind first place, landing in second for our first competition.
It was good. They performed. They had a great show. They had a good energy. It felt like they were very confident. They felt just kind of natural, and it felt like they were having fun. And that's all I wanted.
I think it was really, really harsh judging. I think that was at least a 70 show. But it is what it is. They'll give us what they want to give us.
I don't think the score reflected what they did, and in fact, I thought it was low across the board through all the bands. I think if you gave 10 points to all of the bands, I think that's where everybody should be. So it'll push them, motivate them. I think this will help them get to the next level.
Work harder to impress the hard judges.
That's what judge tapes are for. Listen back, learn why they gave us the score that we did, and then we can just get better from there.
The judges, they're recording themselves talking to the band, and then they give the group the tapes afterwards so they can listen as a critique.
Tuba became a little bit more prevalent in that last note and bari sax, and maybe just a little bit less from the trombones, just for balance purposes.
So that way, for the next competition, we can fix certain things. So, for example, if a judge says, yeah, the band isn't really balanced very well. You guys should really think about balancing down to the tubas. That helps me as the director think, okay, I need to think about how to balance down to the tubas a little bit more, and we need to do exercises that will incorporate that.
Okay, air support, tongue and finger coordination, and counting.
I also give these same judge tapes to my students. That way they can listen and hear, oh, okay, we need to make sure that we're doing the same thing. And so then when we go into rehearsals, we know exactly what to be working on.
I think what you've got written for them is well within their skill set. I think that they will be achievable by the end of the season.
And if we can fix that for the next show, we might be able to get some better scores.
The High Percussion Award with a score of 70 goes to Saugus.
Caden Anderson, standing by with his proud mom.
I hate to say that I expected it, but I kind of did. I'm very proud of my guys, and I couldn't be any happier with the way we did.
He did awesome. The whole drum line did awesome. I couldn't be more proud of this band.
Percussion tech, Rachel Ramirez.
I feel like they could work a little bit more on like blending together. Working with the pit, I feel like the drums and the pit need to spend a little bit more time together so they can really be solid. If your goal is championships, you'll get there. Just keep working hard.
And the High Auxiliary Award with a score of 73.5 goes to Saugus High School.
High Auxiliary is just you got the High Color Guard Award. Auxiliary means color guard.
Lit a fire under us. We're working hard. We're ready. We're ready for this.
Color Guard Director, Rob Guzman.
I thought they worked really hard. Yeah, it was a good debut, and they got a lot of good response and feedback from the judges today. We're always going to want more from them. We're always going to want them to push themselves to the next level, and I think we're going to try to debut our closer next week. So they have a lot of drill to learn, more choreography to learn. The band has a whole other song to learn. So we're excited to debut that as well and see what the judges think of our whole show going into the next couple shows.
You know what? Can we stop right here? Because we need to spend some time really appreciating Color Guard and all they contribute. Drum majors, take it away.
I love Color Guard. They're really important to the band. They add so much, like the flags and the rifles and the sabers. It adds a different element to the band. It elevates us. I think they deserve as much recognition as the band does because they work just as much as we do. If anything, I think they work a little harder than the band does. They definitely have more practices than the band does. What they do is tough. I've tried to spin a rifle. I can't do it. Like they are really good at what they do, and there's a reason for that.
Color Guard is probably one of the most overlooked things in marching band. I've seen the stuff that they do out there. Playing music and marching around a field is one thing. The music aspect of it is hard. I think Color Guard is easily the hardest thing that you can do in marching band. My respect for them is so insane. People just think, oh, I could throw a rifle, make it spin exactly 6 times in the air and catch it on the downbeat of the music. I can do that. Plus a whole show of just choreography and physical exertion. It's so precise, so difficult to do, and they're so much more strict about everything. And our Color Guard is huge this year. There's a lot of people, which makes it that much harder because a lot of these kids in Color Guard, they didn't really know what Color Guard even was. They just kind of signed up for it. So to see them doing as well as they're doing is like, man, so much respect for them.
I love color guard. I can't tell you enough how much I love color guard. I was watching one of our shows one time on a recording, and I forgot to watch my own steps because I was entranced by color guard. How beautiful they are and how graceful they're able to wave these metal sticks in the air and catch them so effortlessly. I can't put into word how much respect they deserve because they're putting in all of these hours so that they can make us look good, so we can sound good, and so we can get up to that level. Without color guard, we're just a couple of musicians walking around on a field making music. The color guard, they make the band a band. They make me emotional. I love them.
This seems like the perfect time to get to know our color guard captains a little better.
Absolutely. I'm ready. I'm always ready for a challenge. I'm Taryn, and I am the co-captain of the color guard team. I love to dance. Not necessarily like really good dancing, but just expressing myself through moving. That's how I live. That's how I breathe. That's what I do. So if you ever around shopping and you see someone doing a weird cha-cha by the cereal aisle, yeah, that's me.
I'm Bree, and I'm co-captain of the color guard. I'm a very ambitious person, and I'm a very real person. Like, I keep it real 100%, and I definitely push myself over my limits a bit too much. I just love doing things, so when I stick to it, I go for it.
I'm Chloe, and I'm the head guard captain. I'm 4'9". I'm pretty short. Color guard is kind of like my family. I've been in this program just to like learn more about the sport, but also to like develop those bonds with people because I enjoy performing and I enjoy the people I'm with.
When people think of like high school sports, they think of like football or dance or cheerleading. And so when they see people with flags, they're like, who are you? Like, new person around the block. I just think it's such a different sport. People have no idea. When freshmen come in at auditions and we tell them, okay, now within a 16 count phrase, catch a 45 behind your back and then cross through the band, they're like, you want me to what? So it takes a lot of like understanding, and that comes with the basics, learning the basics. So it's like a different language. To lead this team is incredible. It's such an honor. It touches my heart because it's so special, and I get to pass on my passion that I never thought I would ever have. It's not every day you see someone tossing a flag and catching it. It's not every day you see someone tossing a sword or a saber. Like, it's just so unusual, and it's quirky in a way where you don't see it every day. So that's what makes it so different.
It's really different being in leadership because like last year it's like I'm just a freshman and I'm just doing the thing to do the thing, and now I'm more in charge of making sure equipment is okay and like ready for like comps, and then I'm in charge of like hair and makeup and making sure everyone has their costumes. I feel like my leadership style is slightly different because I guess that I have more of a commanding personality. I try to be as real with the guard as I possibly can be when it comes to things. Like, I'm very funny. Like, I like to poke fun and stuff. I'll be funny while still telling you and teaching you what you need to do. But I'm also still going to set my boundary with you when it's time to goof off and when it's time to actually put in the effort to work.
When I lead, I see all these little lost puppies, and they're all looking up to you like, what do we do now? And I'm like, because I'm still trying to figure things out myself. And so they need to see that too, that we're human too. And so I've showed emotion. I've been vulnerable in front of them, and I've cried. And so they know that I'm human. I think that just brings us together even more.
It's almost like taking care of like 21 dogs because it's like, man, I really like them because they're so cute and they like are so good and I love them so much. But it's also like, sometimes it's just, what am I doing? It's like, I'm gonna pet you, but also like, you pooped on the carpet. You can only take care of so many dogs. Some of them will bark. Some of them will just like sit there. But I love these people so much, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Color guard makes life clearer. It makes it easier to see things. It's helped me. I use it as an outlet. It helps me as an outlet. A lot of people, it's the only break they get from home. And so I think guard is meaningful to a lot of people. And because we're so inclusive.
Guard is so inclusive. Oh my gosh. We're accepting of anybody who like has no skill or like coordination. We'll take you in and we'll fix you. We'll like do the thing and you're gonna be able to do the thing.
And because we're so inclusive, we're there for each other. It's not just all about spinning. It's not just all about tossing, and not just all about the performance. It's being there for each other when no one else can be.
Inclusivity is like a huge thing in the Guard. We do not discriminate. We want people to be comfortable. We want people to be able to come here and be like, this is my home. This is my place. This is where I want to be. Being able to be yourself in a place where you feel welcomed is the best feeling for a lot of people. And I feel like people don't get that often. You don't always get that opportunity to be yourself. And there's a lot of peer pressure around you. And it's like when you feel like you can do what you want and be who you are without having to deal with that outside pressure of being someone you're not, it's a whole different game for you, and it makes you feel better.
So many people of different races, so many people of different like sexualities, genders. It's like so many people have come and gone, and I'm like, I learned so much from that person, not by Guard, but like how they are as a person. The culture got expanded more of like, I didn't know that was a thing, but now I appreciate that it's a thing. And it's like, you learn so much from these people, and it's great to know that there's a safe space for like anybody, like of any kind.
I feel like the Guard is very inclusive this year, especially now because we have more bodies on the field. Last year we had a variety of body types and different people of like different backgrounds, but I feel like this year it's so much more. Especially now because we have more genders on the team. We have people with a lot of different backgrounds. Like we have a gymnast, we have a dancer.
We don't care. We'll take anyone. As Rob says, our coach is like, if you could walk, sure, you're on the team. Like there's no limits. The sky's the limit here.
You do not have to look a certain way to do a certain thing. Because if you go out there and look, we do not look the same at all. But I can still do the same thing as someone else. I feel like the Guard this year is kind of like breaking boundaries. Because it's like people are like, only certain people can do this. It's like, no, look at us. There's so much more that you think a person can do. And I feel like that's what makes the Guard so inclusive, is because as long as you can do it, that's all that matters. And you can always improve. And I feel like that goes into the inclusivity, and like there's no like need to be a certain way, and it just is like freedom of like range to do and be who you want.
A lot of people have come into this. They've come from different backgrounds. They've come from different family lives, like if their family supported them or not. It's almost like this has become the second family, where it's like we can make such an impact on different people's lives, because I know it definitely has made an impact on my life.
It's a team and it's a family. It's an outlet for us to express ourselves. And I feel like you don't get that in a lot of other groups. And I know it's so cliche saying that it's a family, but it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
And if like things go wrong in your personal life, or like things aren't the best wherever you're at, there's always people here for you. Like if you need help with your homework, we got you. But like if you're like struggling mentally and you just like need someone to talk to, we're always here for them. It's no longer become a sport, it's become like a family activity. People have like family game nights on Tuesdays. We have like competitions on Saturdays. Yeah, it's her birthday!
Okay.
Yeah!
Happy birthday, dear Brie! Happy birthday to you!
I never felt this loved in my life.
I didn't really do birthdays as a kid, so it's like different. This is my home, and it means a lot to me.
It's so much more meaningful when you start spinning and you start playing with people who you know and you can connect to. If you're just spinning just to spin with the Guard, it's not the same as if you're spinning to spin for the program. So it makes it so different.
And it's like the greatest feeling. And that's partially the reason why I keep coming back, because it's so fun. It's just fun to be in marching band and be with the Guard all the time.
I think what people don't realize about Guard is like mostly the effort we put in. Because sure, it looks cool and like anybody can do it. They can like toss a piece of wood in the air and like hopefully catch it. But we're more than just your average performing art. We're like what makes visuals in band the visuals. Because sure, they can walk around the field, but it's like, you see those pretty flags? That's us. We're pretty cool.
Guard is a thing for anyone. As long as you put the effort into it and your time, it could be for you.
You should just appreciate the Guard. We're here for you. You're here for us. Two-way street.
Leading the team through it all is Color Guard Director Rob Guzman.
Oh my gosh, Rob is... I don't know how to describe Rob.
Oh, Rob, lovely Rob. Rob's amazing. I couldn't ask for a better coach.
When you think of like a 90s like coming of age movie, he is that one mentor.
Oh my god, Rob is great. I was scared of Rob when I first met him.
My freshman year, I was totally terrified of him. And maybe I'm still a little scared.
I feel like everyone could say this, because he's a very intimidating guy.
He teaches in a way where he's very tough, but it comes out of love. It's tough love. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't be good. I'm gonna be honest, we wouldn't be good at all. We wouldn't be where we are today.
He is very great for motivational drive. He'll be like, I got you for everything.
He won't sugarcoat it, he won't play it off. Rob will tell you when you're wrong, and so that makes us better.
He's been like a dad to a lot of the different people in color guard that have come through, and learning from him is like such an honor. This guy knows what he's talking about, and he can articulate it in a way where it's like, wait, that's really cool, I understand that.
He's very ambitious. Without him, I don't think I would be able to push myself as much as I do, because he gave me that opportunity to do things that I never got to do before.
He understands the fact that nobody's perfect. If you had that ego coming into it where it's like, I can do this, he'll like definitely beat it out of you and be like, no, you're gonna do it this way because this is the color guard way. He pushes us in a way that like you never think you'd be able to do this, but like by the end of the season, it's almost like second nature and you're like, I don't know how I got here, but it was with the help of this man.
The color guard has doubled in size since last year, going from 11 members to 22, with only 1 senior and 1 junior. So not only will they kill it this year, they've got years of growth and success ahead of them.
I've never seen so much drive and so much motivation. You could tell they want it, which is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing to see. These kids are incredible. These kids go to honors classes, take APs, they have other after-school activities, they participate in clubs, and they still show up to these after-school practices. It's insane.
My message to the color guard would be, just do your best, because we're all here for the same thing, which is to spin and to have fun, and we're going to achieve great things together.
Together is the goal. The mission of the staff and students this year has been to bring the band and guard closer together, starting with a name change. Something you might not know is that just a few short months ago, we had a whole different identity.
We're not the Saugus band and guard now. We're the Marching Centurions.
This name change is everything. I mean, before band and the guard were separate, but together we're so much more powerful and we're one force.
I have waited for us to not be called the Saugus Band and Color Guard when being announced.
Band and guard is a mouthful. No one wants to say band and guard all the time. Like, those poor announcers are up there like, Saugus, Marching Band and Color Guard.
Come on, we're the Saugus Marching Centurions.
I feel like the Marching Centurions is a lot more empowering. With this title, it's all-inclusive.
In the previous years, color guard was kind of like color guard. We never really got immersed with the band.
We're starting to go out of the guard room. People are exploring and saying hi to other sections. I was like, oh. And that's what's so amazing about it, is that you meet people you never thought you would ever expect to meet.
It changed a lot for everyone, and I feel like it's made like the guard and the band more comfortable with each other, and I feel like that's part of the reason for like the vibe being so much better this year.
We're the same. We want the same goal. We share the same ideas. So why not get along and be together so we can be a stronger force?
This is a group of people that are all dedicated to one goal, and that's to make this show awesome. And the new name change, it really encompasses that we are all just a big family, and we're all just trying to get better.
Being called the Marching Centurions, I think just shows the pride of our school, and that we're proud to be a part of this school, that we want to be a part of the school. We're proud to be Marching Centurions. We are the Marching Centurions.
It's a good thing. It's really a good thing.
It's a whole new Saugus.
How can you support the Marching Centurions?
Come to a competition, listen to the podcast, follow the Instagrams, just support us in any way possible, because that will help us a lot, especially with going to DC and putting ourselves out there as the Marching Centurions.
The Marching Centurions need you. To make a tax-deductible personal donation or for sponsorship opportunities, check out the link in the show description.
As a community, just to donate a little bit. If everyone in the community could just glance at this podcast and say, man, this is some cool stuff, and just donate a couple dollars, maybe like $10, $20. It might not seem like a lot, but if everyone does it, guarantee you life-changing stuff right there.
Thank you for your support. Saugus Marching Centurions Road to Washington is a limited audio series created by Morgan MacDougall Productions. Produced by Jackie Morgan MacDougall. Edited and mixed by Jeff MacDougall. I'm Brady Mack, Saugus High School Junior and Marching Centurion. Thanks for listening. For all things Marching Centurions, visit saugusband.com.